What's up? What's up?
Hollow Cult, welcome back to another rendition of the good old night shift. Hoping everybody has had a good first half of the week. The rough half's over. It's all downhill from here. Thank God.
That's no lie. No lie.
What's everybody up to tonight? The chat's already popping off. I see a whole bunch of familiar faces and a whole bunch of new faces.
Yeah.
What's up? Make sure to hit that subscribe and like button over at the old YouTube so you can get notifications. A lot of times the YouTube notifies them wrong. So I don't know if you want the notifications or not. I don't know. It's whatever.
Probably not. I hate notifications.
Same.
Any red number on my phone or noise my phone makes, I don't like it. And no, Randy, I am not feeling okay. I have been a little bit of a head cold the past couple days. Working out in the awesome weather doesn't help much either, but bills are bills. It must be paid.
Just
Commit to your sacrifice.
that is a work life.
Yeah.
Oh man, let's think. What kind of new weird shit's going on in the world?
Did you see the fallen angel in Russia?
No, what?
Apparently it's a hoax though, but it looks cool. A couple guys, I think they worked in a mine or something, and they dug up a statue of a angel. It's really ominous looking until you really pay attention, and it has like a cloak on, which makes it look super cool. And I think it's holding a sword and a shield.
Oh.
Pretty cool looking statue, but the cloak doesn't. It doesn't match. Like if it has been buried for a long time, like it doesn't match.
They just added the cloak.
Yeah, that's what I kind of feel like. And then I saw the boys over at AFK Discussions. They posted a story on Instagram where they recently dug up like a massive demon slaying sword over in like Japan or something like that. It's pretty gnarly.
Oh yeah.
Like it's like an
Hell yeah.
oversized sword, and apparently it's for slaying demons and stuff. So that's pretty gnarly.
I wonder if they'll send it to us. Just hang it up over the Hall Sky as a cult sign.
Oh man, that would be awesome.
I know me and Kyle talk about it a lot, that we're very different. He said he hates red notifications, and this is just for everybody to see here. You can see my emails. Yeah, that's 32,000 unread emails on my personal email.
No.
So, yeah, I get like work stuff, and I'm not really into work emails. So I just say, nah, it's fine.
I have 3 emails on my phone, and I never have more than 12, and then they all go bye-bye. I get rid of all of them.
Once that thing hit over like, I don't know, 50, I'm just like, it's a lost cause. I ain't even dealing with it.
No, I can't deal with the numbers. Can't deal with the numbers.
They're giving you all kinds of health tips over here in the chat.
I don't even know what a hot toddy is.
I don't either. And they're giving me email tips. Just delete it and start a new account. It is crossing my mind.
Probably the best case scenario.
I like to live dangerously. You know. Some men just want to see the world burn and don't check their emails.
Yeah, don't check your emails.
What else did I see? I did see it's kind of a true crime-y thing, but it's also kind of weird, where this woman, I think it was in Germany, murdered her doppelganger and then took over as her doppelganger. I had it pulled up.
That's very strange.
Yes. And let me see here. I'll hit the Googler real quick and talk about it. Yeah, woman accused of killing lookalike and then faking her own death. So this is from CNN, so take that as you will. German police arrest woman for allegedly murdering doppelganger to fake her own death. The German police have arrested a woman on suspicion of murdering a doppelganger she sought out online in order to fake her own death. The 23-year-old German Iraqi woman is being held in a prison in southern Germany in connection with the death of a 23-year-old Algerian woman, a police spokesperson said. The parents of the suspect reported her missing on August 16th of last year. So she's been doing this for over 6 months. Pretty damn
Just faking life.
Yeah, just being murdered somebody, took their identity, faked her own death.
I don't think that counts as doppelganger.
I mean, I don't know. I guess
It's more like identity fraud.
Yeah, I mean, but the person had to look enough alike.
Yeah, that's true.
To be able to pull it off.
It's a very strange choice of words.
Yeah, they only figured it out from autopsy and DNA analysis.
That's bizarre.
And
that's bizarre.
This opens a whole rabbit hole about people who have used their doppelgangers to commit crimes. I didn't even think about that.
Weird. Yeah, no.
So if my doppelganger's listening and wants to be my fall guy, we can set something up, rob a bank or something cool.
Or something cool.
Yeah, I don't know. It doesn't have to be all murdery.
Yeah. My next episode is a little true crimey.
That's out of your wheelhouse a little bit.
Yeah, it's fun though. I wrote one the other day on Troy was in here last time talking about it. What's her name? Erin Valenti. She made her last phone call. She said that we all live in the Matrix.
Oh, and then disappeared.
And then, no, she magically died.
Oh,
and they don't know how. Like, there's no. They did an autopsy. Didn't find anything in her system. Nothing. No defensive wounds or nothing. It's a really bizarre story. It's pretty interesting. I did as much digging as I could on it. But I think people will like it because it's interesting to say the least.
Yeah, I'm excited about it because
it's cool.
I've been digging into some things, working on some research, like about all of those European like defense scientists that got murked. I mean, committed suicide.
Right.
In the early 90s. I've been digging into those cases and shit's weird. Shit is weird. Definitely makes you wonder.
Yeah. But that happens a lot. You know,
yeah.
I can't tell you how many times I've heard this guy found the cure of cancer. Well, he's dead. This person figured out how to make engines run on water. Well, they're dead. It's just kind of the way it goes.
Yeah. I'm also working on that episode about the guy who may have been getting calls from the Men in Black. I hope to have that put together before this weekend so we can record it out. It's gonna have a bunch of recordings to add in there. So,
dude, speaking of which,
chomping.
Somebody sent me a super fucking bizarre thing on Instagram. It's some new trend. I can't quite remember. My Instagram gets flooded, so it's hard to find them. But it was something like get a group of friends, sit in a circle, and at the exact same time, call the person to your left. Like everybody in the circle does it all at once. They each call person to the left. And I don't remember if you let it connect or if you hang up or something like that.
Oh, on a phone.
Yeah, you all sit in front of each other. You call the person to your left, and then apparently this girl picks up, but apparently she's from another dimension. And you get to ask her any question, and she will answer it honestly.
What?
in return, she gets to ask you a question, and you have to answer it 100% honest. And they don't elaborate what happens if you're not honest.
I ain't even honest with myself, so she's gonna have to figure shit out.
It sounded cool. Now, whether it's true or not, take it with a grain of salt. But it's a very interesting concept for sure.
I've got a book on the shelf back here about weird like games, I guess, like the elevator game and like the stiff as a board and all that shit. There's a whole bunch of them back there. Maybe we'll have to see if we can't call an alternate dimension.
That'd probably be scary.
It'd be sick and fly.
I don't like it. I don't like
it
at all.
If they've got to answer any question in the world. How do you know if they're being honest?
No, you don't.
Solid.
I mean, yeah. And who's to say that they're going to be honest with you?
Yeah.
The elevator game's another one that's kind of creepy. It's been in a lot of creepypastas too.
Yeah.
And then there was the girl. What hotel was that? What was the girl's name? Can't remember her name.
Alyssa Lamb.
Yeah, that's it.
I forget what hotel she was at, but it was. Man, I can't remember it. That whole I'm thinking about doing a whole episode on that. That if you dive down the rabbit hole that case,
it's a weird one.
Fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah, fucking yeah. The Cecil Hotel. That's right. People in the chat hit it. Yeah. Thanks, chat. You're real
out
ones.
there killing the game.
Almost at triple digits. Come on, keep bringing your friends in here. Keep sharing it.
I didn't realize we was that high.
Get the likes rolling.
Last time I looked, it was like 70.
And man, I can't remember some of the details on her case, but I'm gonna have to look back into it. But she was on.
Yeah, there's video footage of her in the elevator, right?
Oh yeah,
acting all scared and shit.
She's doing the weird stuff with her hands, where her hands are bending all weird.
Yeah,
it's weird. Yeah, that was the lady they found in the water tank.
Yeah,
somebody was asking, but there was something about some sort of virus or something broke out either in the hotel or was something that she was suffering from, and the vaccine for the virus was called the Lamb Elisa, spelled exactly the same as her name, only
I've never heard that part.
Yeah,
I've never heard that part. That's interesting.
It's terrifying.
That's interesting.
And then that movie Dark Water came out. And
yeah, I do remember that.
Virtually the same thing.
Yeah. That's fucking bizarre. So much weird stuff.
It is weird.
I saw this dude on Instagram. You know how there's been I can't remember. Well, there's supposedly been a bunch of movies and stuff like The Matrix that have predicted 9/11. This homeboy found an old, what had that been? It was like I don't remember if it was a comic or a cartoon, but it was an Iron Man. I think it was a cartoon. It might have been from like 94 or something like that. That it has the pictures in it of the Pentagon getting hit by a plane and the Twin Towers.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
The exact same thing.
I'd
Super
like to
bizarre, man.
I'd like to get my hands on shit like that.
Yeah.
Just to have it.
I have to find him again and see if it's a comic book or if it's a cartoon.
That's why.
Because
there was a whole bunch
he had were very comic booky, but it still could have been the cartoon.
There was a whole bunch of stuff like that alluded to the towers being hit years before.
Yeah. Like I said, I know The Matrix did it. Then you had the Illuminati card game, which I believe it came out in 96 as well. 94, 96.
Yeah, there were several murders at the
Cecil. Yeah.
The Lone Gunman episode they talk about. terrorist attack with the hijacked plane that came out before the attacks. Oh, I also saw that they had released a study on. They actually put time into this study where they took a bunch of statistics and they mapped out the cities you're most likely to survive a zombie apocalypse and the cities you're most likely to die in.
That's
And
who did that? Who did that?
I don't know. It was on, but news stations have picked it up, and news stations were starting to play it. Like on
Recently?
I saw
Oh,
one
great.
like CBS news anchor was talking about like obviously New York's going to be the worst place to try to survive because the population is so massive. But like in the top 5 of Chicago, New York, Los Angeles, I think, pretty much all the big population areas.
Yeah.
I think Tampa, Florida. Oh, there's Hundo. It triples.
Oh, nice.
Good job, Hollow Gang.
Getting there.
But the weird thing about that, the thing that kind of set off my alarms is they usually do this dumb shit, like kind of pre-program us to what could be coming down the line.
Well, did you?
And if this is
have
coming
you? You probably don't have the HBO Max or whatever, do you?
Yeah, I do.
Oh, you do have HBO?
Yeah.
Have you watched The Last of Us?
No.
You should watch it. It's cool. It's from the video game, but in that one, it's essentially it's essentially a zombie apocalypse, except it's done with fungi in this one.
Oh,
fungi and gets inside people, makes them crazy and shit, and then and what's terrifying, dude, is there's a scene that I watched, and spoiler alert, but
tune out if you haven't seen it.
Yeah, there's all these bodies laying on the ground, right? And they're being dormant, like they're all just laying there. He kind of explains something to you, and you're like, well, that's interesting. But you see it later on where they go into a building. There's a fungi zombie on the ground, and it starts to move towards him, and he shoots it. Well, some of the fungi comes out of his hand and touches another piece of fungi, and then it alerts the entire system, the fungal system, because it's all connected in roots and shit. So it alerts the entire fungal system as to where these things are, and all them dormant bodies get up and they start running toward the location.
Great.
Terrifying. Great. Absolutely terrifying.
I mean, I'm waiting for it to happen. It already takes over insects and shit. It's not that far of a stretch for it to take over humans. I saw a picture of, I can't remember what kind of bug it was. It just looked like a little beetle. And its whole, like everything from its head back was hollow and gone. The fungus was just controlling its like nerve center. Everything else was devoured.
It does that with grasshoppers.
And I'm like,
make the grasshoppers jump in water, kill themselves.
And that's and how would you even stop that? Fungus spores and shit. The pile of dead bodies reminded me when me and Dylan were playing DayZ one day when we first started playing. And I'm walking around and I see this whole pile of other players just dead. And I was like, damn, somebody probably got in this big zombie fight. So I go over there and I start looting bodies. And all of a sudden through the proximity chat, I hear someone like menacingly laughing at me. And I'm like, what in the hell is going on? And then they shot me. But that's the totality of my story.
Yeah. I don't know, man. You should definitely check it out. It sucks because it's a week-to-week thing. Like they release it like an actual TV show.
Yeah.
So that kind of bums you out. But dude, it sucks. Like it really sucks. The fact that, and it is. It's I'm with you there.
This is a fact. I'm not. Yeah. I don't know if you guys know me or have seen me. I'm not really a runner, so speed walking zombies is about as good as it's gonna get.
And 28 days later, they were Olympic sprinters. They weren't runners. Those things, they ran like the fastest people on the planet.
They were born pissed.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, like you said, it wouldn't take much, man. They're talking, they talked about the zombie, which I know it's not, exactly what it is, but they talked about the zombie virus being pulled out of the ice caps and stuff.
Oh yeah, the melting permafrost and
Yeah.
shit.
And then, what was it? I saw that they basically admitted to altering some of these viruses that have been going around here lately.
Shocking.
Yeah, right. I mean, it's just there's so much coming out all at once. Like you said, I didn't even hear them talking about, like, why would you even bring that up about best city to survive a zombie apocalypse in?
Preemptive programming. If I find it again, I'll send it to you. It was some CBS news station.
That's fucking
I
bizarre,
know they
dude.
used like fungal networking to map out, like Tokyo scientists used it to map out their subway system, and
That's weird.
the fungus actually found quicker, faster ways to get where they're going, so they revamped their system to be more efficient based on the way the fungus would route itself as opposed to the way humans designed
That's
it.
so crazy. That's so crazy.
Yeah.
Why is that? Why is that possible? Mushrooms suck.
This is a strange movie. Yeah, that is a fucking fact right there.
Yeah, this movie sucks. That's not strange. It sucks. It absolutely sucks.
Let me think. Been having any weird dreams, Kyle?
No, not really. I don't dream much.
I don't either. I don't know if this was a dream or if it was not a dream. My mom told me she had a weird dream, and we were somewhere, and I was outside of the house, and I was locked out, but I kept telling her to unlock the door and let me in, but she felt like I wasn't me, so she wasn't letting me in, which is creepy.
That sounds about right.
Yeah. But something happened to me the day before yesterday. I usually fall asleep and put like a true crime podcast on because a better way to lull myself into unconsciousness than listening to crime. And my podcast player won't continuously play, so it'll shut off. Well, I woke up at like 4 a.m. and I'm hearing noise from the living room, and I thought Sarah had left the television on, but which she never does. She's like meticulous about having everything shut off. At the same time, she looks up and is looking out, acknowledging the noise that we're both hearing in the other room. And then she turns a podcast on her phone and just turns it up louder than the noise that was in the opposite room. And then I just
Good
fell
for
asleep.
her.
So
Good for her.
I'm like, all right.
She's like, nope, not doing this.
Cool.
Not doing this at all.
Cool. So I don't
No,
know.
I
Could have been
dream.
some spectral entity watching television in my house.
I
Listening
mean,
to
that's not so bad.
It's probably why my electricity bill was fucking almost $600.
Well, I think that has to do with greed, but that's me.
That's true.
I mean,
That's true.
that's kind of the way of the world anymore. Just a bunch of bullshit. It's a grim thing out there. I forgot what I was going to say.
I'm going to peep through this. The holo chat's firing off again. Y'all are wild.
Trying to think.
Tokyo Drift Fungus. Oh, there's a bunch of creators in here. Cool. Burton's in here. I saw Strange Road in here. I saw AI fellas in here. The whole gang.
Good. We need everybody to show out.
Hell yeah.
Yep, I can't remember. Son of a gun. I know people send me a bunch of weird shit on Instagram all the time, though. Some of these reels are out of hand. Some of them, I'm like, man, if that shit's real, that's insane.
It's the problem with technology now. It's its own worst enemy. It eats its
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Because the technology that you have to get good evidence is also the technology they use to fake good evidence. So it's impossible.
The double-edged sword.
Yeah, it's impossible. Even with good evidence, people wouldn't believe it.
No. No, and who was it? Oh, Jeremiah from Bigfoot Society posted a question the other day about, I can't remember exactly what it was. Something like, would finding proof of Bigfoot change your life and how, or something? I don't know. So it was something like that. Something about asking about proof of Bigfoot. And I was like, shit, for us, it ain't even about proving shit. It's just about seeing it. That's all we care about.
Yeah,
I
the
don't
only
I don't need to prove it to anybody.
exactly that's where I'm at.
That's
Now,
not that's not what I'm here for.
if I can just prove it to myself, like
Yeah.
big dude's real. That's all I need.
Yeah.
Because I mean, nobody's gonna believe you anyway. I mean,
That's what I mean.
some of us will believe,
Yeah. Yeah.
but
Yeah, that's where I'm at. I don't need validation from anybody. I just want to see it and then I'm gonna tell everybody about it. I mean, yeah, would I love to prove stuff to people? Sure. But it doesn't mean that I'm gonna get the opportunity to.
somebody did send us some Yowie tracks from Australia
Oh
the
yeah.
other day. They're pretty cool. I don't know if I can pull them up here, but that is
I saw something else about
another cryptid that I haven't dug into very much,
I
but
saw
I
where
need
was
to.
that? Was it an email?
Yeah, it
I
was an
saw
email, and they
not
posted it
that.
in the Discord. Oh,
No, not that. Where somebody was talking about this lady would sleep in her tub because lights would come into her house and be looking for her. I can't remember where I saw that.
oh shit! I think that was an email.
It might have been an email.
That's
But
terrifying.
yeah. I remember when I had those dreams and it was crazy. And that night, the same night,
Let's see if
me
I can
and
hold this up.
my wife saw the UFO together.
It's pretty good Yowie track. See the toes?
Yeah.
I don't have a reference for how big it is, but it's pretty cool. They sent a video as well that had the whole track path.
The same night me and my wife saw the UFO. That's why we saw it. She was woke up by lights coming in the window. And then she woke me up because she thought somebody was outside shining a flashlight in.
Oh, that is fucking weird.
Yeah.
Oh, that does remind me of something. I know we're just firing off on all cylinders here. Mark Roberts in the chat says my buddies recorded some Bigfoots talking to each other for 2 to 3 minutes straight about 2 months ago. Well, if you would like to send that our way, if you can get it, that would be wonderful. But my mom was leaving the other day, leaving early in the morning. She was about 4:30, 5 o'clock. And at the same spot that I heard the whistles, my little brother heard the Yahoo. She walks out and hears 2 whoops from up on the bluff.
Good. Let's go find Bigfoot.
I got night vision, bro.
Yeah. I've got stuff too.
So we're gonna find it.
I need military grade night vision though. I need the full headset.
I got Amazon Prime great night vision.
I mean, that's equally as good. We just need to get
We
it in
could
the
just
headset version.
tape them both on. It does take video recording and still shots.
I mean, if we figured out a way to tape them on, I'm okay with that too.
That'd be
Our
solid.
peripheral will probably suck, but it's whatever. We'll get used to it.
No, we're not trying to see Bigfoot from the periphery. We need him
Yeah.
straight on.
No, I just mean it gets weird walking when you don't have your peripheral vision.
Yeah.
So I remember back. Does anybody remember Modern Warfare 2? I bought the deluxe edition and it came with night vision goggles, and they worked, but it was a son of a bitch walking around.
Do you still have them?
No, I don't know where they are now.
Damn it!
Dude, that's like from fucking 15 years ago.
I know. Well, we need them now.
I know. Well, none of my military buddies would ever get me a pair. They're like, oh, they're logged, they're kept track of, can't get them for you. I'm like, that sucks. You guys suck. Get a better job. Do better.
Yeah, get us better stuff. Yeah, I'm kind of in the same camp here, Virgil. Like I've said, even if all it takes is one sighting, one of the hundreds of thousands of sightings to be an actual Bigfoot, and it exists. Just one.
See, look, I'm not the only one. Big bow. Told us so. I told us so. You want to practice walking with them because they are really good at causing face plants.
We are not going to be good at doing
Anything?
stuff. At doing stuff.
Oh yeah, that's
why I like. That's why I got the monocular. I can do like, you know.
And yes, thermal is probably better, but what I was thinking before I lost the train of thought is that we can tape one night vision to one eye and then one thermal to the other eye.
I will get a migraine.
Best of both worlds.
I can't even use the Oculus.
You want to talk about a mind fuck walking around?
I'm not that good at walking at all.
Period. Yeah, I feel that.
Oh, people are watching the chat. We're in triple digits if you count the our friends over at the Facebook. We got 107 in here now.
Yeah,
it's pretty good. I saw 111. That's a new record. You guys are just constantly stacking them up.
I'll take it.
Constantly stacking them. Oh, people said at Hollow Camp, we can have night vision practice.
Well, now we got to start a camp.
I guess I mean, you could rent camps at Pier Marquette. That's where the Squatch is.
Yeah, why not?
The cabins are shit.
I never stayed in the cabins.
I did like in a church group when I was in like 8th grade, and there's like no air conditioning, and it's just like,
I'm not into that.
Full of bugs, and
I'm definitely not into that. I mean, it's expected if you're outside that you're gonna have bugs, but not inside. No.
If we do a Hollow Camp, we can if we do it at Pier Marquette, we can just like go out, kick it until like 1, go home, come back,
and then just go stay in the military base out there.
Oh, there is. If we do it at Pier Marquette, if we do it at Pier Marquette, there are abandoned Nike missile bases there.
Yeah.
What a better place to do a live stream.
I'm game. Yeah, right. And then we're gonna get arrested.
There's some dude from school that was younger than us. I think Dylan's age. He used to do urban exploration, and the kid posted it to YouTube, being in the Nike bases, and the DOD, as soon as they hit, they were on him. Like, take that down.
Yeah.
Take it down immediately. And he's like,
I believe it.
You guys don't even use them anymore. They're like, we're not talking about it. Take it down.
This isn't a conversation. I'm not asking you to do anything.
Yeah. They're like, yeah, take it down or we're going to take it down for you.
Right. No, I'm not about that life. And Dylan said he deleted everything and went ghost.
Yeah, I haven't even seen the kid, and he may have been ghosted for himself.
Well, that sucks.
Because the dude was all over on YouTube for a while. He was doing all sorts of like abandoned explorations and shit. And as soon as that got out, just don't go getting disappeared.
Well, Ross, I hate to inform you.
We've been trying.
That's inevitable at this point. It's inevitable. It will most likely happen.
That means we win.
Then we'll be the new hide and seek champions.
We've ruffled enough feathers that we can rest easy at the bottom of some lake somewhere.
I was to say, I ain't trying to go out like that. I'd rather be, what's the word? Self-expired with a double tap to the back of the head. And then thrown in the bottom of a freaking lake.
That's the way they all do it, right?
I'm not trying to drown, man. I don't even like water. Except when I can drink it. I'm not drinking out of a lake. I guess I could try.
Maybe urban exploration isn't the way to go. Shout out to Burton. He's got a new podcast he's got rolling. I know it's at least on Spotify because that's where I listen to it. Roll on over there and check it out for sure. Don't get arrested for ghost hunting. Oh, that's another story right there. Let me pop that up. Got ghosted like the dude in Canada that filmed a giant on top of a mountain while driving down the highway. Dude did disappear. If I remember correct, I think Tony tried to get a hold of him to
Well, I can tell you right now that I listened to something not too long ago from Tony. I don't remember if it was on a live or a reel or whatever the fuck it was, but he said he has it on good authority. Dude was fabricating those videos and he clipped himself.
what?
Yeah. If I remember correctly, I could be wrong, but I'm almost 100% positive that's what I heard Tony say. I think it was a live, one of his lives, because somebody brought it up, and then he started talking about mental health and how important it is, and not to do things like that, but get help.
Like I mean, I don't know his mental health status. Obviously, it's not that great, but I don't know, just seems like a kind of an extreme response to something that's so trivial. Like I faked a giant video, like. But I don't know what else he had going on in his life either, because I know it got deep. Like he went into like showing unmarked vehicles outside of his house and shit, and all sorts of things. Like it's supposed to be the CIA or whatever. Yeah, I did see that the Y Files just covered it. I haven't listened to it yet. It's a pretty long episode, but I thought about diving into it to see what it was.
And I mean, it's 100% possible that conclusion's wrong, man. I mean, I'm not here to say that it is or it isn't. Even if Tony is 100% convinced that it is that way, it doesn't mean that it absolutely is, unless he has proof. I mean, I'm sure he has more than what I do on the topic, but I'm just kind of reiterating what Tony said.
Yeah. Because I thought there for a while, Tony had reached out to him before it all culminated in him essentially unaliving himself. Everybody wants us to go to the Cecil Hotel. I don't even know if it's open anymore.
Probably not.
I can't confirm or deny, but I thought I read somewhere where they'd shut it down because it's in such terrible shape.
I mean, they did find the body in the water tank, so...
Yeah, serial killers hung out there and shit, so...
Yeah. Not really trying to do that. Hang out with serial killers.
That'll be fine.
Unless they're down with Waffle Crisp. That's whatever.
Now, the chat's talking about Liver King now, and somebody wants to be the I can't even talk. Rocky Mountain Oyster King. Huh.
I'm good.
I see. Oh yeah, Virgil says take a listen to the Y Files. Pretty much debunks it. I'll have to check it out. Keeps popping up in my YouTube feed, but I just haven't had the time to listen to the whole thing. Comet tomorrow for us Hollow nerds. Is it the green comet that I keep seeing about, or is that already passed?
Why'd I go? Oh, there I am. I wonder why I was so blurry. Blurry.
Oh, I want to pop this one up here. It's admirable that you guys don't ever discount these experiences. It makes me wonder how many experiences and stories we haven't heard due to fear of being dismissed or ridiculed. Interestingly enough, Richard, we've been catching a lot of flack about not being, what's the word I'm looking for here?
Critical enough.
Yeah, suspect enough.
We don't critically think at all.
We don't fact check, and we just take everything as is.
What is a fact check? Get out of here.
And it's all just like subjective. If we are like, hey, Bigfoot's real, everybody's like, yeah, hell yeah. And then if we're like, hey, Santa Claus could be a screen memory or the Fae, people are like, you're fucking stupid, bruh.
Oh, and Twisted, I don't care.
Yeah,
they can talk as much as they want. It doesn't matter to me.
We just laugh at them.
Yeah, I mean, it's just whatever. I'm not gonna get into it, but
It
it's
is
just whatever,
whatever.
dude. Yeah,
It is. Like if you
yeah.
like you
I'm not concerned.
if we love the 5-star ratings. We love everybody that
Yeah.
gets in there, and we love the ones that give us healthy criticism, things we can improve on. But if you're just going to complain, we talk shit on you.
Yeah, nice try.
We do.
Nice
We
try.
laugh about it.
Yeah.
So if you're just giving us low ratings for the pure comedy aspect of it, to have us laugh at you, then it's working.
That's big facts.
Yeah. Oh man, we've almost
Yeah.
yacked out
I
here
know.
for.
I know.
You guys want us to open the hotline? Fucking do it.
It's already
It's
done.
open now. It's open.
It's already done.
Let's see what kind of weird shit we can get into. Usually when I start talking, the phone starts ringing. So
yeah, I know.
that's solid.
I have to get better at that.
No one in here is talking shit. On our
No,
5-star rating and
no.
reviews, we've just been getting hammered for believing everything everybody says.
Yeah.
But like I said, I wasn't there. I didn't see it. I didn't hear it.
Well, here we go already.
Who the fuck am I to say that's not real?
Hello. Welcome to the night shift.
Yo.
Hey, what's going on?
What's up?
Look,
Hello?
Hello?
Hello. Damn, another abduction.
All right. So much for that.
Try again.
Yeah. I think the connection was bad or something on your end.
Oh. Fired up.
Hello. Welcome to the night shift.
what up, fam?
What's going on?
Yo, what up?
Oh, same old.
That's right.
Hey, Steve, I'm the one that commented about your Hell's Gate Bridge in Oxford on Facebook.
Mm-hmm. I did see that.
Yeah, that is about 2 miles from my house.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, went and investigated it with my wife.
Do you have anything wild happen?
Well, it was extremely dark. The funny thing about that place is it's right behind a Publix now.
Oh.
So it's boarded up. I mean, as far as like blocked off, but we still went back there and got about 3/4 of the way to it. My wife said deuces because she saw shadows moving behind me and was not going to have a part of that.
That
awesome. Would be creepy.
Yeah, that's creepy. But the funny thing is that we actually do like some paranormal investigations kind of local. We've done a cemetery before. And there's one place that you should have mentioned on that Alabama episode is the Peerless Saloon in Anniston. Now that's a place to check out. It used to be a brothel back in the early 1900s, like 1915, something like that. And now that place is haunted. It's got a little boy spirit that runs around. And the upstairs where the brothel was, if you go up there and use like a spirit box, the ghosts up there or the spirits up there don't really talk to you unless it's a woman doing the talking. I tried for about an hour to get a response from anything up there and didn't really get too much. So I looked at my wife. I was like, well, why don't you start asking some questions? And as soon as she started asking questions, it just started firing off with a female's voice coming through the spirit box. It was pretty cool.
That's weird.
That sounds awesome. What's it called again? The Peerless Saloon?
Peerless Saloon. Yep.
I'll have to check it out.
Yeah.
That's
I'm one of those people that can kind of talk my way into a place, and maybe I'm not supposed to be at times, but at the same time, it kind of worked out. They let me investigate it for free rather than charging, because usually they'll charge.
Oh, that's awesome. That is awesome.
Yeah,
For those of you that are curious about what we're talking about, check out the first 40 and 50 episode released about Alabama. There's a couple places on there that I had mentioned. Hell's Gate Bridge. Our guy here lives, it's right in his backyard, basically. So definitely check that out.
Oh, yeah. Oh, and one other thing that I wanted to mention quick little story. When I first moved to Alabama from Georgia, I rented a shop. I made it a fab shop in Pell City, Alabama. And when I first rented the place out, the guy I was renting it from, he said, I just want to tell you something about this place. He said, I don't know how you feel about it, but the morgue is right next door to the shop. And I was like, well, I don't really care about that. I'm not ever going to be in there at night. Well, things kind of happened to where I was in there at night. And let's just say when there was a body in the morgue, that shop came alive, literally. It was pretty wild. I'd be in there late at night, and it'd sound like there was a F4 tornado outside or inside the shop. But as soon as you went outside, it was dead silence and still. It was pretty crazy.
Yeah, I can imagine that would. I don't know how that would sit with me. It sounded like there's a tornado outside.
It was. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say it's wild that it coincides with whether or not there is a body in the morgue.
Oh yeah, if there was no one in the cooler, it was perfectly still, nothing weird, nothing at all. But as soon as there were 2 or 3 bodies in there, it was hell.
That's so weird.
Did not like staying in there. Yeah, it was pretty trippy.
Maybe the old residents didn't like new residents.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
They had a problem with me for some reason.
That sucks. I would not want any part of that, man.
No, I didn't either. I didn't ask for it. That's to be sure. I think some of them followed me to my new house though, because when we got moved in here, we've got a shadow man that likes to run across the hall. We check him out on a pretty regular basis.
Sounds familiar.
Yeah, as I said, it sounds like Steve's house.
Yeah, it's trippy, man, because you can just look down the hall and you'll see him just peek right out and duck his head back in, and he'll shoot across the hall. It's like, dude, I see you.
Mine's pretty chill. He just walks the same path every day.
Oh yeah. Ours comes and goes, man. It's not all the time. But when he's here, he's here.
That's so weird. I don't, that would creep me out when it peeked around the corner at you. That's what would peek me out.
Yeah, you can just totally see him peek out. Like you can see his shoulder and his head and everything just kind of lean out the doorway and then duck back in, and then he'll run across the hall.
Nope. That would creep me out.
Yeah, the whole peeking thing.
Yeah, like it's like he's spying on you. I'm gonna sneak up on these guys. Watch this.
Yeah.
Nope.
It's a trip.
Nope.
It's a trip. But anyway, hey guys, I love y'all show. Long time listener, first time caller.
Appreciate that,
Steve.
Hell yeah.
But appreciate y'all guys.
Thank you.
Everything y'all do. Keep it up.
Yes,
Thanks,
thank you
buddy.
for calling in and sharing your experience, and stay safe and stay weird out there, my friend.
Always, brother. Have a good one.
You too.
See ya.
Oh man.
I always wonder about spirits and stuff. Like whenever you hear about a funeral home being haunted, or
Yeah, that's phone ringing already.
run it.
Hello, welcome to the night shift.
Oh, hey, how are y'all?
Good. How you doing?
I'm doing great. My name is Rebecca. I'm calling from Gulf Breeze, Florida.
Awesome.
What's up?
Hey, so I have a quick story. It's random and weird, but I lived in Nashville before I moved down here. And we were driving to Louisville for a Coheed concert. And we were driving, yeah, through Kentucky. And Kentucky's a little weird if you haven't heard.
Yeah. Yeah.
I believe that I have heard. that it's strange.
It's a little strange. But we like going through back roads and stuff just to explore, just to get off the main road and everything. And we went to this place called Morgantown, Kentucky. And we were hungry, looking for a place to eat. And there's this little cafe called Rebecca's Cafe. And that's my name. So I was like, yo, okay, it's a sign. We got to eat there. So we went there and we're sitting around. And like always, I asked the people, is this place haunted? Do you have any ghost stories? And the people there were like, actually, no, but there's this place next door, which was a florist. And they had strange shit going on upstairs with secret societies and stuff. And we were like, ooh, that's interesting. What's going on? And they said, well, we don't really know, but you can go ask them. So we went over there and asked them, and they were like, yeah, they used to have this group called the Odd Fellows upstairs in this old building. And they used to have all this weird shit going on upstairs where they were doing rituals, and there's a coffin upstairs, and they used to put people in the coffin, and there's like a skeleton, and there were people riding goats, and you could hear the goats upstairs. And we were like, excuse me, what? And they're like, yeah, you want to see? And we were like, well, yeah, we want to see. And so they took us up this long corridor of narrow steps. It's like this old southern brick building that you see in every downtown southern town. And we walked up these steps and we got to the top, and there's a door with this, like, one of those where you raise the little thing where you can peek out to see, like, do you know the password or something? It was so weird. And so they took us around, and it was their storage place for the florist where they stored all their stuff. But they showed us this makeshift coffin with this like Halloween decorative skeleton in it. But they said, yeah, people used to lay in it and do these rituals. And there's this International Order of Odd Fellows, this thing in the floor. And they like, yeah, all the prominent people of the town, like the lawyers and the the doctors, they all were part of it. It was just so trippy.
It sounds like their name is fitting.
We have an odd fellows here in town, right across.
Really?
Yeah, right across from the gym bar, Kyle. There's the International Order of Odd Fellows building, or it used to be. They used to have a sign out front.
Really?
But if they're doing goat rodeos, we should probably stake it out.
Yeah.
And then go lay in a fake coffin.
Yeah.
Try to summon shit.
They might give you magical powers or something, or control over your town.
I'm
or
sure
I
it's
don't know
gonna
what
do
they
something.
I'm just watching the chat here, and apparently it's an offshoot of the Masons. So
yeah, well, we never heard about it till then. And then as we were driving out of this weird little small town, like hooked to nowhere, back roads, I don't even know if it exists, honestly. It could just like, we could go try to look for it, and it'd be like, oh yeah, there's no record of this town ever existing. But as we were leaving, I realized that the women's factor of the Oddfellows are the Rebeccas, and it's spelled with a K, like my name.
Weird.
It tripped me out.
So what you're saying is you're supposed to join the Oddfellows.
It's fate.
Yeah, it's called.
Synchronicities abound.
Dude. And now then I'm like learning about this Tartaria shit, and Mind and Vale did this thing where Oddfellows were like in part of the orphans and back in the day, and they like such a weird rabbit hole. But anyway, yeah.
Well, definitely an interesting story.
We're gonna have to stake out the Oddfellows now.
Yeah, they could have done better with the name.
Well, I think not just a clever name. They sound like they're pretty fucking odd.
Oh yeah.
Right? I prefer Hollow Cult though.
Well, good. We do too.
Yeah.
I
Thank
was
you, guys.
I was in Gulf Breeze in June. When did I go to Florida? June?
I don't know.
Yeah, sometime this summer. We went and stayed at
Oh, yeah.
Navarre Beach and drove down to Gulf Breeze, hoping to see a UFO, but I didn't.
I know. Oh, that's why I moved down here. I've been disappointed, but I see a lot of weird people. That's
Well,
great.
Florida's got
It's
a
an
share of odd
interesting
fellows
place.
as well.
Right.
Y'all, come on. It's like 70 degrees right now. So come
Oh,
on.
that would be
I would
perfect.
take that.
I'm in.
It was like
Sold.
14 this morning.
Sold.
Oh, God.
Terrible.
No. Well, thank you guys. Y'all are awesome. Love your show.
Thank you.
Always.
Yes,
Thank
thank
you
you
so
for
Y'all
much.
have
calling.
a great night.
You
Feel better, Kyle.
I will try. Thank you.
Okay,
Stay
bye,
safe and
y'all.
stay
Bye.
weird.
You too.
Okay.
Florida is weird central.
Well, yeah.
But yeah, right across from the gym bar is the Odd Fellows.
Yeah.
Or it
I'm
used to
just
be.
not. I'm just not sold on the name. And it's not very mystical.
It's they didn't try very hard. They're like, okay, here's the deal. We're gonna make paper mache skull masks,
Yeah.
and we're gonna lay in coffins, and we're gonna have goat rodeo. What's the best name we could put forward?
Yeah. They dropped the ball on that one. They dropped the ball.
There's the
All right,
Masons
here.
calling right now.
Yep. Let's hear what they got to say. Hello. Welcome to the night shift.
Hey boys, how's it going?
Good. How you doing?
What's up?
Not too bad.
Good.
Oh, well, I got a quick one for you. It's the time that my girlfriend and I just about became a missing 411.
Oh.
Let's go.
So I've been camping pretty much all my life, but don't like those campgrounds. So sorry, I gotta look away from the screen. There's a little bit of lag in there.
No worries.
But yeah, so I've been camping most of my life and usually just find a nice little like nook in the road and just kind of bushcraft it from there. Take a knife with me, maybe a hatchet, call it good. So I decided, hey, let's take my girlfriend out and see how she likes it. So we go tenting. She's used to glamping, and then we find this real nice spot up in the the Hoh rainforest up in just kind of the Olympic Peninsula in Washington. And I mean, rainforest, we're not like expecting anything to go well for us, but I kept my wood nice and dry in the back of my car. So I'm carving up some feather sticks, and we found like this perfect spot just completely buried in the back. And sorry, I'm getting all off track here, but when we came in, we tried pulling into the first spot that we came into, and there was already an RV down there, and that's going to come up a little bit later. But we keep going on the path because we're like, okay, we don't want neighbors considering what we're planning on doing later tonight. And yeah, so we get all set up. I'm trying to get a fire started. As soon as I try getting that fire started, like it just starts pouring down rain. We're like, okay, shit, we'll just set up the tent and get that all figured out. And so, perfect blue water right next to us. We found just the perfect spot, nice and tucked away. We're like, okay, we're going to have a nice night tonight. And like rain starts coming in. Sorry, again, getting all off track.
No, you're fine.
You're good.
Dark comes in like right after the rain. So we're like, shit, okay, let's just call it an early night. So we pop into the tent. I'm trying to get comfy for maybe half an hour, but then just conk right out. And then just wake up the most scared I have ever been. And I mean, like, I've had just large cats walking past my tent at night before. And just, as long as I got a knife right next to me, I'm like, okay, I can at least do some damage before I go out. So wasn't too worried then. But for some reason, just woke up pitch dark. I can't see my hand 2 inches in front of me. and I'm just freaking out more than I ever have. So I open up the tent, pop out for a smoke, and my girlfriend wakes up and she goes, "What the fuck are you doing?" I'm like, I can't take it right now. I've never been this just unsettled. I can't tell what the hell's going on. It's completely silent out except for the rain pitter pattering on the tent. And she's like, oh, that's fucking weird. So I'm like, I can't take this right now. I light up another cigarette and I'm like, okay, let's get the lamp. Let's head back to the car, which is like a good 200 feet walk away from us. And she's freaking out because we turn on the lamp. There's this big old like stump that just looks like a man holding a cane right in front of our tent. Sorry, dog's attacking me now. And so all sorts of just creepy shit going on. We managed to like get back to the car in the rain. And yeah, I just can't explain it, but I've never been that freaked out. And then I'm talking to her when we finally managed to get back to the car. She's freaking out. She's like, I swear I keep seeing stuff walk past the window. I'm like, no, just calm down, get some sleep. We'll head out in the morning. And yeah, so she wakes up the next morning. She's like, okay, yeah, I didn't want to tell you to like freak you out any more than you were, but like I was having some sort of out of body experience when I was like sleeping last night right before you woke me up to have a cigarette. And like I felt myself like floating, and I looked down and I saw both of us just kind of sleeping there. And then like I saw you wake up and start freaking out. And so I came back too, and then, we walk out, turn on the lamp, and there's that creepy like stump right in front of us. Looks like a 7-foot dude carrying a staff. And that just kind of made the trip back to the 200-foot walk back to the car seem all the more fun. And so anyway, we're driving out, we get all of our shit picked back up and like are driving out, and I was trying to find that RV to like give me a bearing point on where the road that we came in on was, and the road that they had gone down was not there. Like we got to the road that we came in from before I saw it, and I look at her, I'm like, did you see the road where that RV was? Because I was like looking for that specifically so I knew where the fuck we were going. And she's like, wait, no, what? And then we drive back to where that should have been. And yeah, there is no road leading to where that RV was. We're both just going back and forth like, oh, what the hell? I definitely remember seeing that yesterday. So yeah, that's about it.
That's
But
fucking weird.
I'm thinking that RV took our place, and she's like, if we had done what we were thinking about doing, I don't think we would have made it out that night.
That's creepy, man.
My first question was going to be if there was any sound, but you already covered that. All you heard was the pitter patter of the rain on the tent. Ah, man, that 411 phenomenon is just, I don't know what to make of it.
Yeah.
It's weird. There's some weird shit going on.
I mean, I've like kind of ran this through my head over and over again, just like, okay, how the hell do I tell this story? But just getting to it now, I'm all nerves. I'm like, I just go back to waking up and I'm like putting my hand right in front of my face, like 2 inches away, and can't see jack.
Well, that freaked me out too, though.
Oh yeah.
Like just
Dude,
the sheer darkness. That would freak me out. And then, like you said, I mean, if there's other cases where people have that doom feeling, out of nowhere, seemingly nowhere. There's nothing going on, but there is something going on,
Yeah.
I guess. Yeah.
And being being in the woods anyway is kind of sketch, but being in the woods and then getting disoriented in the woods, that's a whole different feeling.
Yeah.
That is just terrifying. and the whole road disappearing is just.
Yeah, I mean, we're
even-
still both trying to figure that out.
Yeah, what do you even do with that? Like that's a pathway to another dimension or some shit.
Yeah, well, I think you covered a story similar to that, Steve. Whenever the lady, I think it was a lady or husband, one of the other two, one of them, they went walking down the path and then they disappeared, and the other ones was looking for them, and they couldn't find him, and then she magically reappeared later
Yeah.
on.
His brother and sister.
Yeah,
And she could hear other people, and she saw other people in the woods, but they would not acknowledge that she was there.
Oh, that's
Almost like she slipped through the veil
Yeah.
or was looking into another veil or something like that. But she could hear them talking. She could even hear the searchers looking for her, talking close, but she couldn't see them. The woods are weird.
imagine that. That would be a terrible, terrible situation.
yeah. I mean, I've had a couple situations where I'm like, did I just slip into an alternate reality? But like nothing that crazy.
Yeah.
For
Hopefully, that's not what happened to your friends in the RV.
Yeah.
They were
Hope
there,
not.
but they weren't.
No kidding.
Anyway, thanks for taking my call, boys.
Absolutely.
Stay weird.
You too,
Yeah.
buddy.
Stay safe and stay weird out there, friend.
Bye.
Bye. Yeah, I'm not about that life either.
I used
Disappearing.
to trape around in the woods a lot, but not so much anymore.
Yeah.
We got one.
Yep. Hello. Welcome to the night shift.
Yo.
Oh shit! Did y'all really answer?
Yes, sir.
Oh, this is awesome. Just figured y'all my favorite podcast by
Thank
far.
you.
Hell yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Got a confession to make.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
Y'all remember when a guy called in and said he shit on himself?
I think so. Yeah.
That was me.
Yeah.
But
But you,
Have you cleaned yourself up?
I'm a little better, man. I'm
That's
a little
good.
That's
better.
good. That's good. Solid.
it's good. We all got to learn and make good on our mistakes.
Right. I'm better. I'm better now.
That's good.
I don't know how, but I am. Figured I'd call and tell y'all. I don't know. It's not really a Bigfoot experience. Maybe. It was about 4 years ago or something, 3 or 4 years ago. We was out. We go out and bullshit on top of the hill somewhere on Rider 4-wheelers, and heard knocking out in the distance, and it just slowly kept coming in closer and closer and closer. This went on for a long time, and at first it was just kind of been anything, and then it was like, man, it's got to be a Bigfoot or some shit. And went on and on. We even turned a 4-wheeler around so we could flip lights on, and it was close, and there was nothing there. And it was almost like it would move 150, 200 yards instantly, like snap of a finger, from right in front of us to way over here. And it could have been two different things, could have been two of them or whatever. And then, and I would holler at it like, just make like a big Sasquatch scream, I guess you'd say. And it beat back. I'd holler, it beat back. This went on for 15, 20 minutes. Kindly started getting freaked out. And I said, I got one more in me. And we screamed. There was six or seven of us up there at night. And I give one more scream, and whatever it was, scream back. I don't even know where to start, what it sounded like. It was almost my hands went numb. It scared me so bad. Terrified me.
That is, I just recently read a theory that the wood knocks, what we're associating with wood knocks, them banging on trees, aren't wood knocks at all. It's some sort of vocalization that they can do with their throats and their vocal cords they use to communicate with one another. I don't know if there's any like actualization to that, but once I got to thinking about it with the infrasound and stuff all coming together as far as Bigfoot sightings go, that would be just the idea of them making those, because I've heard wood knocks too when we were out camping with my youngest boy. It woke me up in our tent in series of 3s, and it's bizarre, man.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'd do if I heard it scream.
Yeah.
It was I can't really I really don't know what to compare it to. It wasn't like a howl. It was a full, to me anyway. Out of 6 of us, one person says they heard like more of a howl, but it was a scream to me. I mean, it was like almost demonic sound. It scared the shit out of me. I'll be honest. My hands went numb, and we hauled ass out there, wide open.
That's, I
This is
you
an
hear a
Eastern
lot of.
Kentucky, by the way, so it could have been a damn dog man. Who knows?
Oh shit! Yeah.
For sure.
You never know.
No, you don't. And it would freak me out more that knowing that there's more than one of them out there.
It could have been.
Oh,
It was almost like, and it never heard any footsteps and we're talking. At one point, if you just envision like we're at the top of the mountain, and it's a flat, and there's a tree line where a road's at maybe 60 yards away, 75 tops. At one point, it was right there, right at the tree line, and then it would snap of a finger, it'd be 200 yards away. But then it could have been 2 just at different times.
Right.
But the scream to me sounded like it was within 100 yards. It was very close.
And they say they can move exceptionally fast. Like it
Yeah,
does
who
not
knows?
take them long to track
And
distance.
the same spot I'm talking about, we would see lights sometimes. I know a lot of people put that together. Seen a lot of crazy shit up there. Really, it's just a creepy. It's a pretty place, but it's creepy.
I believe it.
How close is it to the LBL, the Land Between the Lakes?
That's completely opposite end of the state.
Opposite end. Right on.
I don't know if y'all. I know y'all have heard of maybe a little boy they claim got killed by a dog man or whatever. I don't know. In Kentucky.
Yeah.
That's about 20 minutes away from me or so in the same
Oh,
county.
wow.
Oh shit.
Yeah, so there's a lot of crazy shit.
I'd say.
Yeah, that is
I
wild.
mean, that's right in your backyard.
Yeah, definitely.
That's
Crazy shit.
wild, man. Kentucky,
But
what a
appreciate-
wild, wild place.
Yeah. Well, appreciate you guys having me on.
Absolutely, brother.
Yeah, thank you for calling.
All right, I'll try not to shit on myself anymore. Appreciate it.
Good deal.
Yeah. Right on, brother. Stay
Later.
safe and stay weird out there. Yeah, it makes me wonder about the old throat knocks.
Yeah, I'd never heard that before.
I just read it
I wouldn't
here
be surprised.
within the last week or so, maybe 2.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised, to be honest with you,
It's
if they were capable of doing that, especially with how big they are.
yeah.
You know, I
and-
mean, it wouldn't take them much to be able to pull that off.
yeah. That'd be terrifying though to hear one scream like that.
Yeah. All right. Hello. Welcome to the night shift.
Hey, how's it going, dude?
Good. How are you?
Oh, hanging in there. Love the show, guys.
Good. Thank you.
Kind of got a cool ghost story for you,
All
personal
right.
one.
Let's
Hell
hear it.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm in eastern coastal North Carolina. We'll say this started about 13 years ago, I guess. Living in a house, couple buddies, roommates. We were all in the restaurant industry, so we kind of got off a little later. Roommates, brother and friend were coming in town to hang out, go out, whatever. Waiting on them to get there. We ended up actually going separate ways. We went out to the bar. I think they, to be honest, went to the strip club. We all got back a little late. We all went to bed. We had work in the morning. Got up that morning. Everything was cool, normal. The brother was asleep in one room. We had to put an air mattress out for the friend in the living room. And I actually sat down on the air mattress to put my shoes on to go to work. Went to work. Everything was great. Got a call from the guys at the house. A few hours later, the friend that had came to stay the night on the air mattress, come to find out, had passed away.
Oh,
Passed away in the
wow.
middle.
Oh,
Yeah,
damn.
passed away in the middle of the night. Aspirated. When I had sat down on the air mattress, he was already gone. Didn't know it.
Oh shit, that's terrible.
It was a wild, wild story. Like, not one of those things you expect. So that happened. We were all kind of into the paranormal thing, interested in it, ghosts, all the shows, all that kind of stuff was kind of getting big at the time. Didn't really think too much about it. We one night, beers, hey, let's see, maybe he's still here, who knows, because it was such a sudden traumatic event. Nothing really happened. All right, cool. Our lease was up, moved out of the house. Me and the friend that whose brother had came down, we both moved into the next house together, still roommates. Kind of talked about it here and there, shitty situation. Well, one day I'd gotten home from work. It was evening. It's probably, after 10, again, restaurant industry. I knew I was the only person in the house. I'm getting ready to go back out, head to the bar or whatever. Had just gotten out of the shower, getting ready in the bathroom, and all of a sudden, I clearly heard somebody clear their throat. Like, just the enough so it made me stop what I was doing and turn around. I then realized I was the only person in the house, and there's literally no way anybody cleared their throat behind me. Thought that was weird. Kind of just chalked it up to like, hey, not a big deal. But of course, in the back of my head, I'm thinking, all right, friend of, or good buddy or friend of a friend just passed away, less than a year ago. The house we were in, it kind of struck a chord, but, didn't think too much about it. Went out to the bar, told everybody about it. They're like, some people were like, hey, yeah, cool. Others like, no, you're just an idiot, whatever. Not too much later after that, a couple months, I told the story a couple times. We told people, what had happened. Friends have asked what had happened at the house. Such as I passed away. Here's what happened. We're all hanging out. We have a few people over, and I'm actually telling the story of like, hey, this freaked me out in my house. Heard somebody clear their throat. Turned around, nobody was there. Freaked me out. As I'm telling the story, we hear every cabinet open and shut in our kitchen. One after
Damn.
another. Open, shut, open, shut, open, shut, open, shut. I'm talking to a friend of ours. She's sitting on the couch as I'm telling the story. I'm standing like behind the couch, telling her, hey, yeah, you cleared the throat. Guy died, in the house prior. Not really sure what happened. And all these doors open and shut, one after another. And she turns and looks at me. Her jaw drops, loses her shit, runs into the garage where all of her friends are. And my friend, I don't mind saying his name, my friend Chad, comes running inside and it's like, why does it never happen to me? Why does it only happen to you? That's not fair. I'm like, dude, I don't know. But every door in our kitchen, every cabinet door in our kitchen just opened and shut. And our friend Britt just saw it or heard it. To this day, no explanation. Nobody else was in the house. No idea what happened.
I mean, I feel like homeboy was getting your attention, man.
Maybe.
That's what makes sense to me.
Yeah, like nobody else was believing him, so he's like, all right.
Watch this. I got you,
We got
son.
you.
We got
I got you.
That's kind of the thought a lot of us had. Tight knit group of friends. we knew something had gone down, something very traumatic, something that was unexpected. A lot of us chalked it up to that, and just were like, we talked about it. We had talked about it so much up until that point, to where it was almost like we were not expecting something to happen, but we're almost asking for something to happen. And when it happened, everybody was like, "Well, shit. How do you explain it other than it's what we've been asking for?"
Yeah.
So
I mean,
one of
it
those
could,
things, I guess, right?
for sure. It could just be something as subtle as them letting you know, like, hey, still keeping an eye on the crew. You know, still hanging out, still around. Don't you guys forget about me.
No, absolutely. And after that, we really kind of, I think we all sat. From what I can remember, again, it's been a handful of years ago, but we kind of all sat down. I was like, "Hey, dude, still here, still remember you. You're good to go." I hate that it happened, because it was, unfortunately, it was a situation where I don't think he expected to go either, and just kind of addressed it and said, "Hey, if you're here, you're welcome to hang, but also you're good to go too, because that's what you're supposed to do, I guess, maybe." But
Yeah.
they're all now. It's been kind of clean and clear. We've all kind of gone our separate ways, but it was one of those scenarios where you're like, I've seen this shit on TV, I've heard the stories, this one happened to me, and I have no idea what else it could have been.
Yeah, that's kind of the boat I'm in. It almost seems like after you mentioned it, maybe they didn't realize to the full extent that they had passed. They were just still, trying to show everybody else that they're still around. And maybe after you had that little kind of sit down and let them know, hey, you're good to go. Kind of gave them the boost they needed to get to where they need to be.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the hopeful thing, right?
Absolutely.
If that's how it goes down, you want people to be at peace with it. So
Absolutely.
hopefully played that part. But dudes, I listen to you guys all the time. Love the show. You guys do it the right way. Honestly, surprised I got to be on the show today. But thanks for taking the time.
Absolutely, brother.
Thank you for calling in, and rest in peace to your friend, man.
Absolutely.
That was a rough story.
Oh yeah, definitely rest in peace to him. But appreciate the time.
Absolutely, buddy.
Yeah, thank you for calling in. Stay safe and stay weird.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that was a heavy one, man.
I know it
That
took
would
that.
suck.
Took
Like, I
that
could not
turn.
imagine like sitting down to tie my shoes on an air mattress, and then like homie's been gone.
Oh, man.
Like, dude, that sucks.
It's awful.
Well, looks like we got our last call of the night. Hello, welcome to the night shift.
Yo,
How's it going, guys? This is Bert.
What's up, buddy?
Bert, what up?
Oh, I got another story I was told in the chat I should call in with.
Let's hear it.
You got to listen to the Hollow Cult.
Gotta listen. This one is not paranormal.
Okay.
It doesn't have anything to do with any cryptid that I know of, anyways. But my parents years ago, before I was even born, they were heading up to Rapid City to a campsite, go camping with some friends. I can't remember the exact year, but I do know it before I was born, so probably the 80s. And I can't remember what kind of vehicle they were in. All I know is some kind of a car with a bench seat in the front and a bench seat in the back. And they come across these hitchhikers, and they're over by Murdo, South Dakota. And the man and the woman, I think I might have told you guys this story before. No?
I have no idea.
I don't know. Keep going.
I don't feel like I've heard it.
Okay, so my dad gets this weird vibe from this dude. The guy seems sketchy as hell. So my dad starts driving, basically leaning back, looking at these guys the entire time, one hand on the wheel, staring in the back seat, talking to them, just making small talk. Where you guys from? And where you guys going? How long you been hitchhiking out here on the road and shit like that? And The girl, she seemed sketched out the entire time. She wasn't saying anything, unless you ask her a question, and that was only short yes or no answers. And my dad noticing that this guy looked like he was reaching for something all the time. And Rapid City from Murdo was probably 2.5 hours. And this entire time, this guy, he's making small talk. He's not being terrible chatted, but he's definitely answering my dad's questions. And looks like he's reaching for something. So my dad just keeps eyeballing him. And my mom is, she's getting sketched out because they don't know who the hell these people are. And the entire time, this woman's not making hardly any noise. So they get up to Rabbit City. They make it all the way to the campsite. They drop them off before they go to their campsite because they're meeting up with friends. And you give them the old, yeah, we'll see you guys later. And you guys have a good one. Travel safe and head out. They go and meet up with their friends. They spend the night. The next day after they wake up, they go out and they eat at like a Denny's or something. I can't remember what restaurant. But the TV's on, and sure enough, on the news, the campsite that they were at, somebody was murdered and robbed, and they had a picture of the guy. And sure enough, it was a guy that was hitchhiking with them.
No shit.
And
You did not tell me this.
okay, I should have. But this the girl that was with them apparently was kidnapped.
Oh.
So that's why she wasn't making any noise. He basically told her, like, you say anything to these people, I'm gonna kill them and I'm gonna kill you.
Oh my god. I almost said that. I'm like, I wonder if he's holding her captive. Since she's real short with everybody. What?
Yeah, dude. And yeah, it's just insane. Remember my mom told me that because they went out to eat and they're sitting there drinking coffee and just talking, and they're with their friends and they kind of look up and they're like, what the hell? So they really start paying attention, and yeah, it was one of the creepiest times.
That's insane.
And
That
I remember
crazy.
My parents, they had a few different run-ins with some weirdos out on the road.
Well, that's what happens when you pick a bunch of randos up on the side of the road.
My dad was the king of giving people rides.
Oh, man, I love the thought of it. I really do. Like, I love the idea of helping people, but bro, people are nuts. People are nuts. You have to be careful.
My dad made me laugh because, like, I remember the story. I was in high school, and there was a guy hitchhiking out from our town to the next town over, and we're in a single cab truck. And my dad's like, all right, we're going to give this guy a ride. And I'm thinking, okay, but it's like weather like it is right now, freezing out. So we pulled over, and Dad asked, where you guys going? Where are you going? The guy's like, oh, next town up. So my dad looked at me, he said, get in the back. And I'm like, what? So I had to ride in the back of the truck while he let that guy sit in the front of the truck while I was out freezing the entire time.
No.
Thanks, Dad.
Sick.
Yeah, that was a terrible, terrible move.
Oh,
I do remember my mom and dad told me they were out on a different road one time whenever they were younger and, first getting together kind of thing. And they did have an experience with something flying over their car out in the middle of nowhere kind of thing. He never went out straight and said it was a UFO, but that's kind of where they were leaning towards with the entire thing. I wish they were still around so I can get some more information for you guys, but
sure.
And then the last experience that they had on the road that they told me that was weird. I mean, they traveled to California, and they drove all over the place. But my dad was laying down in the vehicle, like they had an Astro van, and he was laying down in the passenger side taking a nap while my mom was driving. They're on the back road over by Pine Ridge, South Dakota. And this guy pulls up next to my mom in a truck, and he's just some beat up old truck, and he's waving what looks like a police badge, yelling, pull over, not a police car at all. And my mom was just shaking her head, not a chance, no.
Good.
And this guy was like, he's keeping up with her, he's like really honking his horn, waving his fake badge in her face. And eventually my dad wakes up and he's like, what the hell is going on? And he leans up to see, well, this guy wants me to pull over. So Dad pulls his seat and lifts himself up and he looks over, and the guy sees my dad and he's like, oh shit, this is not just some old lady who's by herself. So he like slammed on the brakes and he was gone. My mom was smart not to pull over.
Yeah, no shit. Dude, this is why serial killers had it so easy. in the 60s, 70s, and 80s. Because they're
dude,
like,
yeah.
we'll just pick them up, hell with it. You
Yeah.
know?
Security
That's what I'm
cameras were
saying.
not a real big thing.
Yeah, there's no
People were always trusting, it
CCTV.
seemed.
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
That's wild. It's one of those like one-off stories where like it's terrifying and has nothing to do with paranormal, which is
Yeah, no.
awesome. Not awesome that they could have been murdered, but awesome that
It's
they
one of those things
survived
that
to
shows
tell
you
the
that.
story.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's one of those things that shows that people are like some of the scariest things out there.
100%.
Yeah, that's for sure. I'd
Yeah.
much rather give a Sasquatch a ride than some
Yeah.
fucking murderer.
I would stop. I would stop for a Sasquatch.
Yeah.
Like, get in, bro.
Yep.
That's
I'm not picking nobody up.
no, I'm
Sorry.
here. I'm good.
No, I don't blame anybody for that. So,
No, sir.
That's
all right.
wild.
Well, I figure I call in because the chat was telling me I should call on with it. So,
Hell yeah. It's good to hear from you, Bert.
Yeah, for sure.
yeah, you too.
Yeah, stay safe out there, my friend.
Thank you guys again for the support. By the way, you guys are awesome.
Absolutely, buddy.
You
All right.
got it, man.
Later.
Later.
See ya. It reminds me of I was watching this horror movie anthology, right? And it was centered around this man who was picking up hitchhikers and killing them. And he collected their road signs. So he sees this hitchhiker. Sure enough, he turns around, picks him up, and this hitchhiker has a backpack. They end up getting a flat tire. So he's like, hey, the tire iron's in the trunk. Can you go get it for me? So the hitchhiker gets out of the car and goes in the back. And when he gets in the back of the trunk, he sees this box full of other hitchhiker signs. So he's like, oh shit, this is not a good thing going on. Well, in the meantime, the dude driving the car, the OG serial killer, is rifling through this dude's backpack to see if he has any weapons. And this dude's backpack is full of people's license plates.
Oh boy.
Where he was a hitchhiking serial killer, killing people and collecting their plates as trophies. And it ended with this.
It ended with Power Man 5000.
They're fighting each other, right? So they
This
got
is
the two
Red Flag
serial
and Worlds
killers.
Collide.
You got these two serial killers fighting each other, and this big ass RV pulls up and just runs them both over because they kept focusing on this air freshener that was hanging from the OG serial killer's mirror. And this old couple is in this RV, hits them both, kills them. They're panning there as they're driving. They're like, man, these roads just aren't safe anymore. Everybody's out to hurt everybody else. And as they pan back through the RV, the whole back of the RV is full of air fresheners. And one of them was his, where they'd kill everybody and collected their air fresheners. I wish I could remember what fucking anthology that was, but
that sounds ridiculous. His stories reminded me of some of the ones I've heard around here. I remember this one isn't particularly a driving one, but my grandma and grandpa, if you know my grandma, she is diehard religious. She'll never lie ever. She always tells the truth. Sweetest old lady. But she told me, didn't tell me, told my mom about how whenever she was, I can't even remember how many years ago, but she saw a UFO out in the field behind their house, because she didn't see the UFO per se, but she saw bright lights lighting up the field, and there's no reason that the field should have been lit up. And then I believe my dad told me when he was younger, he heard a story where somebody I don't remember exactly the details, but I remember him saying they found somebody's truck out in the middle of a field, and there was no possible way for that truck to have driven there. Like there was no tire tracks. There were no ran over crops. It was just this truck out in the middle of nowhere. And it's not a truck that had been sitting there for years. It was
no tracks or anything.
No tracks, no nothing. It looked like somebody had just dropped it off.
That's fucked up.
I mean, that would be fucking bizarre.
So my dad, My dad has a story, and he doesn't talk about it very much. I don't know if I mentioned it on the show or not, but
I think
he
I know
doesn't
which
tell it
one
very
this
often.
is.
But my mom brings it up quite often. So my dad for years and years and years went over the road truck driver. And he doesn't talk about weird stuff very often. A big fan of Art Bell, always listened to it, always was in tune with the phenomenon, but didn't have a lot of experience. He saw some weird lights in the sky, but nothing he could really like iterate on. But one story that stood out to him was he was younger. I don't even know if it was when I was born or not, but he didn't get into specifics, but he said he was going through a really rough time in his life, had a lot of turmoil in his life, just really contemplating what he was doing, where he was going, the choices he was making, all that stuff. So he's driving down this empty stretch of road. I can't remember what state it was in. He sees this man in blue jeans and a flannel shirt hitchhiking, thumbing. And my dad does not pick up hitchhikers. Just drives right past him. Didn't even think twice about it. Just drives past him. And he said about a half hour later, something in his rig malfunctions, blows a hose or something, shuts his truck completely down. He pulls over to the side of the road. Keep in mind, he had been traveling probably 60, 70 miles an hour for half an hour past this hitchhiker. So my dad gets out, sees the blown hose, and he's like, fuck, I can't. I'm gonna have to call somebody, try to get somewhere to get someone to help me. And he's like, the only thing I even had to try to repair this hose was some duct tape. And he said, I knew it wasn't going to hold. It wasn't even worth my time fixing. He said, I wasn't out of the truck 3 minutes. The man that I passed in the blue jeans and the red flannel walks around the corner of my truck. And he goes, hey, why didn't you pick me up? My dad's like, I don't pick up hitchhikers. He's like, it's just a rule of the road that I have. I just don't do it. He's like, and the guy's like, well, I could have really needed some help back there. And my dad's like, it's nothing personal. I just don't pick up hitchhikers. So the guy's like, all right, that's fair enough. He's like, if I can get your truck going, can you give me a ride to the nearest town? My dad's like, you're not going to get this truck going. He's like, the only thing I have that could possibly even remotely fix it is this roll of duct tape, and it is not going to hold. The guy's like, give me the tape. And the whole time, my dad's just talking to him like, you're wasting your time. Sure enough, the dude patches the hose, gets it together. My dad is 100% sure that as soon as he starts this engine up, it's going to just run through this hose. Fires it up, truck's running like a charm. My dad's like, no fucking way, right? So he's like, all right, deal's a deal. He's like, I'll give you a ride to the next town. And he said the whole way there, this guy just started talking about aspects of my dad's life that he should not have known. Kind of telling my dad, you need to get your shit together. You need to start doing this better. You need to start doing this better. And the next town was like 30 minutes away. And this whole time, this guy was just giving my dad life tips about things that went on. Like this dude had been watching my dad's life for the last few years. So as they pull in to this truck stop gas station, as soon as they pull in, hose blows out again. So my dad's like, man, what are the chances of that holding just long enough to us to get here? So he goes out, pops the hood, and he's thinking about what this man had said and about how he'd helped him and everything. And he's like, I hear the door shut on the passenger side of the rig. And he goes, I walk around to thank the guy. I took his advice to heart, and I'm really starting to rethink my life. And he says, no sooner did I hear the door shut, I walk around and the guy's gone. Never saw him again. Just completely gone.
That is crazy.
And my dad's a no nonsense kind of guy.
Right.
And to hear, because even when my mom brings him up and gets him to talk about it, he's like, there's nothing to talk about. It's like, it just what happened. I probably just missed him. But whenever he gets into it, you're like, holy shit.
I mean, if the guy knew aspects of your life that he shouldn't have, like, that would weird me out, dude. Like, if homie just started being like, hey, Kyle, man, I know you need to. I mean, first of all, how the fuck you know my name?
First of all, how the fuck
Red
did
flag.
you get 30 miles?
Right. Yeah.
in
There's massive red flag
fucking
1.
4 minutes,
And then he just starts telling me about all my bad life choices. And you're like, yeah, I know. But you shouldn't know.
Yeah, it's like I get it, you know,
Right.
fucked up.
Do you want to ride or not?
It's like lay
Because
off
I will.
me.
I will
I
pull
will
this
turn
truck
this truck
over now.
around.
That's right. I'll drop your ass off where I found you.
But it's yeah, my dad says that's probably the weirdest things that ever happened to him. And I'm
It
like,
is a
yeah,
weird
well,
story.
I think so.
It is a weird story.
It kind of reminds me of your tarot encounter.
Yeah.
Just kind of different, but in the same vein.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. For sure. Maybe that's what your dad needed to hear at the time.
I think so. Yes, he said
Might have
it
been, dude.
was. He's like, I completely reevaluated my life from that point on.
It's crazy how them things reach out and get you.
Yeah. When you least expect it, but you need it the most, it's like boom.
It's weird, dude. And it'll leave you so confused. That's what happened to me. But I was just I was completely joyful when mine happened. Because it did. It hit me right out of it. Was just a left hook out of nowhere. Fucking haymaker. And I'm like, this is awesome. This is exactly what I needed to hear.
Yep. And it always, I mean, it seems to happen like that.
Right.
Strange. But it's also that time, Hollow Cult.
It is, unfortunately.
Seems like we just jump on here and then it's just over.
Yeah. Yeah, me and Steve talked. If this keeps getting bigger, we might have to expand the hours a hair.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we're going to have to show growth.
Yeah. We were solid triple digits all night tonight.
Yeah, yeah.
That's crazy. You guys are putting in the work, sharing the show. It's
absolutely
it's showing.
Absolutely.
Again, we want to thank you all for hanging out, keeping the chat wild, keeping the holophone popping off. Thank you for everybody that called in tonight. We were all over the place. Had some Florida, had some, what was that, North Carolina,
yeah,
some Alabama,
Kentucky. I think there was one from Washington.
Bunch of good stuff. But we definitely appreciate each and every one of you. This is a highlight 100%. Of my week, getting to hear the weird and just hang out with all of my friends here in the cult.
I will do that, Gypsy. I will do that. As soon as I get off here, I'm going to bed.
Yeah. And as we always do, make sure to check out all the independent content creators that hang out with us. Everybody. Oh damn, we're on the Strange Road coming Monday. Keep an eye on that.
Let's
go
go.
Support the Strange Road. Appalachian Intelligence. Bert, Local Legends.
Thanks,
Bigfoot
Twisted
Society. Paranormal Trucker. Everybody that you see in here that is a content creator, show them some hollow love.
For sure.
Everybody's out there doing the work, putting the work in, busting their ass. Doing what we love to get the weird out. So
yeah, and thanks to all of you, everybody in here. I see Emily and Outlaw, a bunch of you guys, Darth.
Yeah, thanks to everybody from the Discord that kicks it, everybody from Facebook that kicks it. It's cool to see a bunch of Hollow Sky old heads in here.
For sure.
And a bunch of the new faces too. There was a bunch of people I hadn't seen here before.
Yeah. It's freaking awesome.
Yeah, but again, show everybody love. Like I said,
please
fuck with people that fuck with us. That's how it goes.
That's right.
And everybody, stay safe, stay weird, and until next time, don't pick up any murderous hitchhikers.